Yeah.
Why through the hard times,
That's
worry
me.
face, shed tears as we
What
rub
be it?
niggas close to heart. What was a friend, now a ghost in the dark.
What up, B?
What's up, bro?
Man, I'm chilling, man. I've been waiting a long time to talk to you, B.
I bet.
How's everything going?
It's all right.
You sure?
Yes,
You look
sir.
like you tired. I heard you was about to go to sleep.
I was.
How's the family? Well, the kids? We ain't worried about the women right now.
I don't like him.
So look, hold on a second. So we live, just so you know. Give me a second, let me cut it off. So I kind of wanted to have a discussion with you, B. The reason I wanted to have a discussion with you because I want your point of view on a lot of different things, right?
Okay.
So I met Simone, of course, whenever, and I've been trying to hit up with you because for some reason I just wanted to talk to you. I just wanted to hit you up and see what your mind looked like and hear the things that you think of when it comes to not even just your old lady, but just women in general. So I came up with with kind of like a topic to discuss for tonight. And so you the special guest that gets to discuss this topic with me. You cool?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I kind of wanted to discuss. I'm big on the village, right? The village to me is what I call the African American community. The African American men are lions. African American women are lioness. Ratchet people, I call them roaches because it gives a better description of who they are. And anybody who's detrimental to the village is a hyena.
Okay.
And if you're not African American, you're considered a tourist.
All right.
So those are my definitions. I also got stud mammy, but that's on something else. That's the that's for a whole nother day. So my goal, right? My goal, I think that the African American community is suffering so bad because lack of divisiveness in homes, lack of married couples. I've myself my self analysis I came up with if more people were if more of us were married in the home raising our children, then we would be a lot stronger than what we are now. Because
Mhm.
that's why they say really the most important person in the home is the father. I mean, of course,
Right.
we don't take nothing from the mother. The father is the most important person in the home, but over 80%, somewhere around 80%, I'm not gonna say over because I don't have the information pulled up. About 80% of our homes are single mother homes. So that means the father is not present. So the most
Mhm.
important piece of the home is not there. That leads me to believe that the two and one as a union would make for us a better culture. The village would be a lot stronger, right? Well,
Right.
you got to agree, but that's what I think. That's like my theory. Because before the 60s, 80% of our homes were mother and father, and
Right.
20% were unmarried. And then it turned around after the 60 that 80% of our homes are single mothers. Like we all have a grandmother and a grandfather, but our children, do they have a grandmother and a grandfather? Most of them don't. So that leads me to my topic as far as I got to look at, I talk about, I point the finger at the women a lot, but today I want to kind of talk about the dudes. Like, because we're dating these women, but we don't marry them. We have children with these women, but we don't marry them. So I kind of want to touch on how long is a man supposed to date and why is a lion not marrying a lioness?
So.
Like things, not just you necessarily in general, but you
Right.
can
Right.
put
Right.
your own thoughts in and also thoughts of people you've spoken to. Because I talk to a lot of dudes, and we, guys have guy talk, right? So
Right.
we hear a lot of reasons why we don't. So I'm trying to figure out why the lions are not. We're dating forever, but we're not marrying the lioness. Like what's
All right.
stopping it?
So are we talking about just marrying black on black or just being married in general? because the reason I'm asking that question is because what we do to black women is the same thing what we do to all women. You feel what I'm saying?
The focus on black,
Focus on black on black. All
black
right.
on black.
So
What
just
is it
sticking with
about the lioness, like the African American woman, that is stopping the African American man from actually jumping the broom and making that total commitment? Like, what are things that she does or that's happened to him that is making him kind of shy away or wait so long?
well, um, to be honest with you, man, it can go. It's both of our fault. It's both the black man and the black woman. Um, I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. Um, why black men don't marry black women, or how come black couples are dating but not getting married? It's just simply because most people in the relationship, whether it's the man or the woman, are undeserving of marriage. To be honest with you, but it all does come down to the black woman herself. The black woman, she has to be in a situation where she can get married. So a lot of times, black women do go for the dude that's not worth being the husband or even being the father,
Mhm.
and that's what they desire. So you are, in many ways, what you desire. So whoever you let into your life, that's a representation of you. So for the men who do want to be married, I can't marry you if you only desire the hyena.
Right.
And if you desire that hyena, that means that you yourself are that's what you are too.
Right.
So that's why we don't get married. That's why we date. But even then too, you do have lionesses, who wants to be married to a lion. But at the same time too, those women who are fitting to be married, fitting to be a mother and have kids and raise a family with a dude in the household, is she going to pick you as the lion? She might get bamboozled and pick the baboon or pick the hyena. That happens. Matter of fact, between me and Simone's situation, where we were split and I was dating,
Hmm.
um, I was dating, looking for a specific type of woman, and I came across that. She was looking for who I was, and I'm looking for who she was. And after 3 weeks, 3 weeks, I'm talking, I'm doing everything right. Planning dates, asking questions, paying attention, using the information I'm receiving for one date to plan the next date. Showing up with roses, wearing cologne, best outfit, I'm clean shaven, all the 9 yards, right? And after 3 weeks, she called it off. You know what I'm saying? And her
Right.
reason was because she doesn't think that I could be. She was celibate. She didn't think that I could be celibate because sex is a big important thing to me. As a dude, and whether you believe in
You
astrology or
can't
not.
be.
Huh?
You can't be.
Right, right,
The best thing that happened was for you was she called it off.
right. Well. See, here's the thing, right? I can be if I want to be.
We ain't
It
going to
depends.
Rio.
Listen to me. This is me.
Right. Okay.
This is me. If I find you worth waiting
Hmm.
for the cookie, I'm gonna wait for the cookie.
Okay.
But because you think I can't wait, you think I'm gonna press you into it, you're gonna call things off. You know what I'm saying? So your reasoning for calling it off with me caused two lions to not get together.
Right.
That's not my fault. You chose that. So what's your next option? If you didn't choose me, you gonna come across another lion? Or you gonna come across a baboon or a hyena or some cool cat? Which you gonna choose? Now I'm not saying that the type of dude that I am is rare because it's plenty of us, but the type of dude that I am that you come across when to get with you. So men propose, but women have to be available. So I would say they do carry most of the. I will give them most of the blame, but you can't fault them for doing what they're doing if they come across a bunch of hyenas and baboons and warthogs.
So let me ask you a question. And going back to dating, how long is a man supposed to date? It's a two-part question. I'm gonna ask the first part. How long is a man supposed to date before you think a man should marry?
It don't matter. Shit, you can date for a day and get married the next. It don't matter because you can date for a year, get married, get engaged, get married, and get divorced in 2 days. I don't think our great grandparents did it that way. It was just simply like this. Great granddaddy saw great grandma, thought she was cute. He wanted to fuck. He either fucked. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't curse.
No cursing, no cursing.
Okay, great granddaddy wanted to screw.
Right,
This happened two ways. Either they screwed and got married later, or they got married so they can screw.
right.
And then they just stuck throughout the bull crap as time went on. That's how it happened. Ain't no waiting a year or two to get married or waiting 6 months to see if we're gonna move in together. Nah, great granddaddy a long time ago saw great grandma, thought she was cute, asked her out. They probably courted each other for a week or two, and sometime during that time they screwed and got married, or they got married so they can screw.
So, to the second part of the question, how long does it take you? How long do you think it takes a man to know if he's met someone who is a wife who he could marry?
Steve Harvey already done told everybody it shouldn't take no more than 6 months.
6 months.
About
But
six
your
months.
answer, your answer, you personally, because that's a lot of different people. Me, I really, and me, first of all, I don't really listen to Steve Harvey like that. I listen to him just because of research, but Steve Harvey be on something else. I honestly think that you can, my opinion, you can see a woman before you even say hello to her and feel like I can marry her. And then I think that when you approach her, the only person that can mess up the thought of marriage or the idea of marriage is the woman.
Right.
Because you can see something
Uh,
and never say hello, and you be like, that's a wifey type. But then when
so
you get to
so
know her,
so so to answer your question, it depends on the woman.
right,
That really, if I might be with this one girl for 6 months and like, know what, 6 months, damn, I love her. I might be with one girl for 2 months and then like, dang, you know what, you the bum.com, you know. But I might know a girl for 2 years. Like, dang, we get together, don't work out, we break up, a couple months later we get back together. You're like, know what, all right, cool. After 3 years of knowing you, I might propose. It depends on the woman. Women have to earn marriage, like how we have to earn the cookie. They got to earn marriage.
right. But I'm not saying the earning of the name because, of course, they got to earn the name. What I'm saying is, at what point in your mind do you say how soon do you know when you meet somebody I could I could make that wifey. Let me see how how this works. And of course, like I said, she'll mess it up, or she'll cash in on it and make you uh, propose. So, because I think the woman decides that with her demeanor and when you get to know her, but can you should know so you know your type. Like that's my type.
Right.
Like how quickly do you make somebody? Do you think somebody can become your type of? Because your type is the type you need to marry.
So, are you asking me how soon do I know if I want to marry a person, or can I make them to somebody who is marriageable?
Just how soon do you think that that person is marriage material? Like not marriage material, but you can see a person and you can see a female and you instantly know that this is your archetype. This the body type, this the skin tone, this is the type of voice. Let me get to know her. Because in all honesty, we know who we want to screw, and then we know who we think is like, this ain't just a screw. This is I want to get to know. Because that I want to get to know is the married person. It's the marital type. That I want to screw is just that I want to hit it real quick, and then maybe every 2 weeks I might drop through in at 2 a.m. and hit it.
Okay, cool. So, if I don't mind being friends with this girl, then she's worth marrying. Like, then you know what? Hey, I would love to just if I could just be your friend and nothing else, I'll take that. So if I meet a girl and she cool, she dope, like ain't no timeline. Timeline is whatever, baby. Yeah, I already answered that question. Timeline is whatever. If I meet a girl and I'm like, okay, cool, she fine. I'm gonna talk to her. I'm talking to her. We going on dates. While dating her, if her personality is so dope to the point where I tell myself, you know what? If this doesn't go any further and we can just be friends, that's the girl to me that's worth marrying because y'all get along. Like, dang, I get along with you. Like it's like hanging out with one of your homeboys. Like, dang, bro, no, we get along. Like, if I don't become anything else with you besides just friends, you worth marrying.
So I've gotten into this little thing, right, where I like to tell a kind of like an analogy. It's kind of like a story. So I was sitting and thinking about because I was thinking about the topic, and I was like, there are some dudes, me myself, I dated a chick for 7 years. We had a kid. We dated for 7 years. And
This
I
is
knew,
you, real
huh?
life. This
Real
is you,
life.
real life.
Real
Okay.
life. Yep. My boy is 16 years old from her. Real life. I don't talk nothing fake, but I dated her for 7 years. We had a kid. We lived together. And I never married her. I never married her. So I was thinking to myself today, I was like, 80% of divorces that are filed in the village are filed by the lioness.
Mm-hmm.
And then I look at history because I'm 43 years old. So I've seen a lot. I see a lot. I pay attention. I research. I talk to a lot of people. And one thing that I've noticed is the lion, the African American male, will date forever without marriage. Nobody else does this. Nobody else dates. No other culture dates, or village, should I say, dates forever. I just talked to I had a conversation with a young lady today. She was a tourist, but she dates a lion. And when she told me she was in a relationship with the lion for 17 years, I said, "When did y'all get married?" She said, "It's almost like we're married." I said, "That's the one way I could tell that you're dating a lion, a African American man, is because you've been dating for 17 years and you ain't married." I had this conversation today. But what's really happened, like, just to go back to my situation, when I was in that relationship for 7 years, I had no intention on marrying this chick. Like, I loved her. Like, I really, really loved this chick. I couldn't see her with no, like, the way she loved me was beyond. It was almost insane. Even if I tried to date somebody else, she wouldn't even allow it because she was too crazy. Because she was crazy about me. Nobody loved me as much as she loved me.
Sound like somebody I know.
But the problem was, as an African American male, like, the more I learn and the more I understand, she literally earned my last name. I just didn't give it to her.
Quick
Structure should.
question. Question. Did y'all stay together?
We're not together now. Nope.
No, no, no. Did y'all stay together? Like, live in the same household?
Yes, we lived in the
All
same
right.
house.
So,
Yep.
so,
I barbecued every Saturday, washed the cars every weekend, took out the trash, and she cooked and cleaned. We
all
were
right.
married and, physically, but not on paper.
So, here's the thing, right? Uh, African Americans, we don't really date. We just jump right into it. If she got a place, and I'm living with mama, I'm gonna move in. If she got kids, I'm gonna take care of her kids. If she's pregnant, if I get her pregnant, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna put in half. Half on the bills. We get married spiritually, African Americans, and other cultures in America are starting to follow that custom. They're following the same custom, but we don't. Paperwork is just paperwork. There's paperwork marriage, and there's spiritual marriage. So we made the mistake of confusing living together as just being boyfriend and girlfriend. Nah, if you lay down with someone and y'all start living together, y'all start paying bills together, you start taking care of their kids, or even then she start helping you with your kids. That's a marriage. It's just not official. You see what I'm saying? So that's why us as black people, we can stay in the same relationship for 5+ years and never go to the courthouse. You already married. You did everything you're supposed to do besides go to the courthouse.
You know what's crazy, Brian? That is so far from the truth.
All right.
Like you're not married. You're I don't care if you're together. Like I literally should have married that young lady.
Right.
She should be my ex-wife. She should have had my last name. We should have all been in one house with one last name. My son got my last name, but she had a different name. If anything, she earned the title of ex-wife, not ex-girlfriend. As
Right.
much as she did for me, like me being in corporate America, I rub elbows with executives, even outside of the company. I rub elbows with some major players. And when I tell you that there's a structure to life, there's a solidarity to life that brings more
Mhm.
respect to a person than
That's
being
absolutely.
unstructured. There's opportunities I get or I've gotten when they see I got that certain structure. But then there's opportunities that I don't really give or get when I see people who don't have that structure. That's why you see a lot of people, politicians, they you see politicians and people in higher places, they have mistresses, they have all this other stuff, but they're all married. There's a structure and discipline that comes with marriage and respect that comes with being married. That let me this is the story I actually have for today. Like since 80% of divorces are filed by black women in the village, we have to look at why. And we also have to look at the fact that men who do marry the black women in a large numbers, they have dated these women for so long because the only thing that that woman is doing, the lioness is doing, is trying to earn the last name.
Right.
It ain't even about the ring because you can buy an engagement ring. It ain't even about the ring. It's about the last name, the title, the respect that comes with it because women are more emotional, men are more physical. So a man doesn't understand or doesn't think as deep as that female does. She can literally calm all the way down because she has your last name, but because she doesn't have your last name, she can be rah rah all the time because she's putting in work to get the last name, but she can't get it. We ain't thinking about that. So imagine you date somebody for years on years. Let's take my situation, 7 years. You date somebody 7 years. That's equivalent to, let's just say, well, an analogy, you playing on a football team for your coach. You got 4 years of eligibility. And for 3 years, you work so hard in practice to become a starter and get to play in front of the fans and the crowd and make a difference. For 3 years, the team wins. Like they got a winning season, they go into the playoffs, and you're a bench rider,
Mhm.
but you still working hard and hard every day in practice because you just want to get your name out there so you can make it to the league, right?
Right.
So all of a sudden, those 3 years go by. You got one last year of eligibility. After that, there's nothing really much left for you. The team, all of a sudden, all the all stars are gone, all the starters are gone, and the coach has made some bad decisions, and they start losing. Now it's on the down spiral for the school, and now the coach wants to put you in. That excitement that you had year one, year two, year three, that's 365 days in a year. 366 in a leap year, that excitement you have for every day of practice. Now all of a sudden the coach leans on, not even lean on you, he throws you in the game when there's basically it's garbage. Like, yeah, you would take the starting role, but how do you feel about that starting role? And I think that that's why a lot of African American women, they are so easy or become consumer to divorce is because they had to wait so long. The excitement has dwindled away, and by the time you marry them, they really don't have as much energy or excitement as they would have had you married them the proper way when they were, within year two always say, and now one thing I do agree, by 6 months, you should know that you want to marry that young lady. Within a year, she should have proven herself worthy, or you should have stopped dating her. And if you're still dating her, you should propose to her. And then and when the proposal happens, you start planning the wedding. The wedding, I think, should be only 1 year from the date that you proposed, unless there's some financial discrepancies, and you can make it a couple of more months after that year and then propose, because it doesn't take a man that long to understand what he really wants in life.
Question:
Yes,
have you been married?
I have.
Okay. Your first marriage. Uh, how long did y'all date? When did y'all get a divorce?
So we were out, and within the first year, within 1 year, we started dating, we got married, and had a baby
All within 1 year.
within 1 year. I had no question on it. When I met her, and I can tell the story, I can tell the story over and over. If I meet, well, I will meet you, B. When I meet you,
Uh,
I'll tell you that story. I'm not gonna tell
no,
on
no,
here
no, no.
because
It's all right. It's all right.
these people on Facebook they want to know so bad
How long?
about my life, and I really don't give it to them.
How long? How
But
long was the marriage?
when I met her, 10 years.
Okay. So I was married, dated for 2 years, got engaged, got married. Marriage ended within another 2 or 3 years. So with Simone, me and Simone been together for 4 years. We was engaged for 2 years. We got engaged because when I did propose to her, I felt as if she had reached the peak of where I needed her to be to even want to even marry her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now we've been engaged for 2 years because between finances, uh, her wanting a certain type of way, and me wanting to give her a certain type of way, and then of course just going through stupid stuff. You know. Um, however, despite all the bull crap we went through throughout the entire 4 years, we don't stay gone from each other for too long. Somebody finna come back. Um, so my dating relationship of 4 years is worth way more than my marriage ever was. So when I was saying how we don't, we're already married to the person once we lay down with them, move in, and start creating a family. I'm not saying legally that we're married, no, but there is a spiritual connection. So, like how you said, they're fighting for the last name. Cool, all right, fine. They get the last name. Now, once they get the last name, are they going to do anything to keep the last name? Some women don't ever get the last name, but the couple together do things as if they share that last name. So yes, when you said I was wrong about them being actually married, no, from an actual legal government underneath God, signed witnesses, no, they're not married. But the way they go about their relationship it's a marriage. They're doing things as if they was already committed to each other for a lifetime. You can, like I said, you can get married after 10 years of being together, but get divorced after a year. You can get married for after a year of dating, then get divorced 10 years down the line. You can marry after 2 years and get divorced after 3 years, or you can get engaged and just be together for 4 years and never have a marriage. Relationships, there's always a title on it, but it depends on how you treat your relationship. You want to treat it like a marriage, then you're never going to split up. But you treat your marriage as if it's just dating, it ain't gonna last too long. So we as African American men, we don't marry off the rip because we tend to but we tend to do things as if we're already married. So in our heads, not the woman, but in our heads, nah, I haven't given her a ring yet. No, I didn't propose. But I'm already doing the stuff that I would be doing if I was her husband. So we don't think about when we're gonna get married. We're already doing it. For women, they need the title. I need the paperwork. I need the ring. You know what I'm saying? But even if she does get that, doesn't mean it's going to last that long. So I'm not worrying about the duration of the
So let
marriage.
me tell you this, Brian. Even though a piece of paper and a ring may not last that long, but there are some women right now that are divorced and have been divorced. You know what? I'll get personal. My mom, my mom has been divorced from my little brother's father since maybe like 1989. My mom still has the last name
Right.
today. So even though the ring and the piece of paper, because you may go on to love another, but if that woman has put so much into you, because a woman can change her last name if she want to after divorce, but if
Uh-huh.
she put so much into you that she feels like you were her everything, and even if we're not together, to me, I'm gonna rock this name that I earned for the rest of my life. My mother is about 76 years old. She's been rocking that last name for about 32 years, divorced. She earned it. She put it there, she earned it. She could have changed it. I can pay for her to change it. She doesn't have to have that last name forever. My stepfather went on and got remarried, and his new wife, they actually lasted until his death. God rest his soul, greatest man on earth, only father I actually knew. Even though my mother was married to my father, he's the really only father I knew. He was that deep in the home, and I think that's why my mom still carry his last name, because
Right.
they were really deep. It just didn't work. So even though you move on, you don't know if she moves on, or you don't know how that affects her, because everything that she does, every breath that she takes is for the home. But when you sit around the home and she goes and she fills out an application, she
All right.
has to
Well,
single.
well, well. That depends on if you marry a lioness, because you might marry a hyena. That just she roars like one. So you can get married
My
to,
mother was a scientist.
huh?
My mother was a scientist. She worked
No,
25
no,
years
no,
for our
no, no. I ain't saying.
listen what I'm saying. But listen
I
what I'm
ain't
saying, because you're moving to a high first of all, if you have a, we call it roachy. The ratchet chicks are roachy. The hyenas are just detrimental. Most of them are dudes. They're detrimental to the village. Roaches are the ratchet ones. If you dealing with a ratchet chick, and believe me, I get it. Sometimes you still have a good time, but you ain't supposed to date a roach for a long period of time. You got to cut that roach off at some point in time and either date another roach or hit another roach or go and find you a lioness. Does that make sense?
what I'm
Because if
what
you date somebody for 2+ years, that's not a roach. If it is a roach, we are what we attract. Then we are roaches. We are a hyena date, because hyenas should date roaches. That's it.
right.
Because ratchet, they ratchet. The energy you put out is the energy that comes back.
What I'm saying is this, right? I was married to a woman who wasn't worth being married to, so I got the divorce. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know what you got until you get it. So it could look all good and all, and then once you took that step forward, you might have gave your last name to somebody who didn't deserve it. So I understand
You move on, right?
we talking about marriage, and how come we don't get married, and
But you move on.
what's up,
You move on.
right? So
Just like you did. You're not still with your previous wife, right?
right,
Man, life ain't perfect for nobody. But guess what? When you made that commitment, she got your last name. She earned it for you to give it to her. And whether it worked or not, she still earned it in the moment and you gave it to her. So she
no,
deserves
no,
that last name,
no,
unless you just giving your last name out to random people.
she ain't earned it. I gave it to her because I was young and she wanted to get married, and okay, cool. Well, you want to get married and we together. It's been a couple years. It's been a couple years. Cool. Why not? Let's do it. You know, I thought it was just the right move to make, and you know, If I would have put more pressure on the relationship, we would never got married in the first place. So it was just less for me to learn. So leaving her and then finding somebody else, I learned to not take that jump unless I know for a fact this person deserves to be married to. So you know, if you're asking why we don't get married, how come we get divorced, stuff like that. Whether you're married or not, let's just look at a relationship in general. Forget about the title. Let's just look at the relationship in general. We know that in America, most women break up with men for whatever the reason it could be. We know that everybody cheats. Not everybody. We know anybody can cheat. The man can cheat. The woman can cheat. We do know that women cheat better than men, or even then, if the woman don't cheat better than men, the men that they cheating with know they role. We know that if you lay down with the girl, 9 times out of 10, if you lay down with her long enough, she gonna start talking. So let's just go with the what makes a person even worth being with in general. We ain't forget about marriage because you can marry someone and then get a divorce. Breakups in general, because a divorce is just a breakup. So let's just go with breakups. They don't quite understand how they operate, and they don't quite understand what we have to deal with when dealing with them. Most women's, as we know, especially in this day and age, are not even worth being with. That's even from a dating standpoint. So if you're not even worth dating, then you're never going to get to the whole marriage part. The issue that we have as men, we lay down with them. We give them attention because, all right, well, she cute, gonna be seen with her, everybody gonna see me with her, she might claim me, I might lay down with her. I might not use a condom, slipped up, she come up pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Or even then, she might do some things that's worth keeping her around. We hanging out, we chilling. She might come over and cook some food. She might invite me over to a people's house. It's just a good time. We make the mistake as men by not increasing our standard. All right, so forget about marrying you if I'm going to be with you or not. What standard am I going to put you on? Do you reach that standard? And we make the mistake by entertaining women who are not worth being with. Women make the mistake by not even being ideal to marry in the first place. But we stay together for convenience. I like you, that's why I'm here. But do I want to marry you? I like you, that's why I'm here, but do I want to be your wife? Or is it just convenience? And we get stuck a lot of times in bad situations with lions get stuck with roaches, hyenas mess with lions, whatever, because it's convenience.
Right.
So when the poop hit the fan, it's like, dang, bro, I messed up. I should have been gone. I should have been left. You know what I'm saying? So we can get stuck on the whole idea of marriage, who's worth marrying, how long does it take for you to be with someone? You can be with someone, bro. She can be great. And then as soon as you get married, bam, she ain't worth nothing. A dude can be top notch, right? While dating. But as soon as y'all get married, it's like, oh, okay, cool. Now that I'm your wife, you my husband, does the rules change? You know what I'm saying? It's cool when y'all dating. So what happens when we get together and we move in?
So are we afraid to marry? Like as black men, are we afraid to marry? Because everybody else is doing it.
And
I know a guy who got like 7 ex-wives
this,
because
this
there's a structure. Or are we afraid to marry, or did we grow up with no structure and discipline to understand that there's just a way to operate within society?
I'm gonna say this right here for just men in general. If I get married and I feel like laying down with somebody else, and I do that, it's gonna be a problem. For women, it is if I get married, do I gotta stop being this person that everybody outside of you love? If I marry you and I'm your wife, can I still go have fun the way that women love to have fun? Nah, you can't. Because as a dude, if I go do the things that women do, let's say I get up, it's Friday, it's Saturday, whatever. I get dressed, shave my head, put my best cologne, my best outfit. I'm looking good, my gold chain, my earrings. I can go out with my boys. I know for a fact my girl ain't gonna like it. Who you going with? Where you going? What time you coming back? You know what I'm saying? So they have
So
to.
what if she don't ask you those questions?
It don't matter. Point is, she see what I'm doing. It's gonna make her feel uncomfortable. Women have the privilege to do all those things, and we can't say nothing about it. And if we do, it's a problem, right? So let's say
I disagree.
let's say we have our fun the way we have fun. They don't quite understand that the way that men have fun is being the dude who's outside with you, and then we approach and we get your number, then we go, then sometime next week we humping. So the way that we have fun is that we gonna meet some girl that's new, we gonna hump. The way y'all have fun is you want to be the girl who looks good enough to hump on. You know what I'm saying? But we we
So
but
so
we can't we
so
can't
one
we
so,
can't,
so one thing be we can't as men, and I love to do it. So that's why I have to say, as men, we can't say what women want, love to do, or desire because we're not women. Women, I truly think the biggest disconnect on earth is that women think that men think like women, and men think that women think like men, and we really don't. We're totally different. We have testosterone, they have estrogen. Even when you get a stud who's trying to be a man, they go and get testosterone pills so they can be as authentic as possible, which will never be completely authentic, but as authentic as possible to feel like a man. And men who want to be women, they go and get estrogen. They go take estrogen pills or shots or whatever they take so they can feel as humanly as possible like a woman, then whatever. We can't really say what women like, what women want, what women do or feel
right.
because we don't understand women. We ain't the same.
This me personally, because I ask questions, and is hands down. It comes down to the common denominator is that either I want to be looked at or I want to be the best looking girl in the club. So whatever answer that comes off not as what's the word, self centered, that's the answer I get. So some girls is just straightforward. What's up? Go ahead. Yeah, take it, bro. I'm doing. Yeah, kitchen. So I had some girls give me just straightforward. Hey, I like getting checked out. Some girls say I do it for myself. Okay, cool. All right, you do it for yourself. But the result of you doing it for yourself is that you're the best looking girl in the club, or you might be the best looking girl in the club. The best looking girl in the club is gonna get hollered at the most. That's who I want to talk to. I want to talk to the best one in the club. You know what I'm saying?
So
So
so I don't go to the club. I'll hit a bar, but I don't even really be at the bar like that. I actually dated a chick that don't like to go
right,
anywhere. She literally likes to sit in the
that's
room, watch black and white
that's
movie
wonderful.
TV shows, and she's like, "Hey," like, even when I ask her to go out, you can see that there's a, like, "Can you do it by yourself? I'll be here when you get back." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I've also dated chicks who like to go out and just have a great time with their girls. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, girls compete with females compete with
Uh
females.
huh.
They're not really trying to compete for attention from men. If you look at the big eyelashes and all the makeup and all the wigs, and men really don't care about any of that. In all honesty, if a chick is bald headed, so I'm to my shave to the scalp. If she's bald headed and she got her thing showing out there in a nice little round, a man will still take her to the house and take her down through there. We really don't care about all that stuff that they care about because they only care about those lashes and wigs because of other females. So some females only get presentable or try to do too much because of the other females, not necessarily to get attention from men.
In the end, the result is the same. You're gonna be the best looking girl in the spot, or you're trying to be. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, I'm going to want to approach the best looking girl in the spot, and that might just be you. You know what I'm saying? But if I do the same thing, if I'm with Simone and Simone she get dolled up. I'm like, man, I don't want you going out looking like that. No, go put your bunny on. Put your granny panties on and throw on that bleach dress that you wear. When your clothes are dirty, you finna go wash some clothes. Because if I do the same thing too, where you going? Can I go with you? Nah, stay here. It's guys' night out. We're gonna have some fun. Why? Man, hey, if I come back home, hey man, look, I got some numbers. I ain't gonna call them, but I got some numbers. You got hollered at? Cool, I got some numbers. It's the same result. Point is the end.
Let me tell you the most grown, structurally sound thing that you will probably ever hear, right? You are responsible for your own happiness. She is responsible for her own happiness. Whatever you bring to the table is only a bonus. Whatever she brings to the table is only a bonus. I truly think that a person, not just a man, but male or female, or whatever they call themselves these now, there's so many gender roles. Whatever a person decides when they decide to date somebody, they should have a clear understanding that this is me. This is how I move. And if that person can't move with you and can't understand or accept how you move, I think you should not date that person,
Right.
because you should only date the person because no, we're not each other's parents. And that's the biggest problem with the culture. We don't understand that we're not each other's parents. No matter who I date now, I don't care what they do. They can tell me today, say, "Hey, look, I'm stressed out. I'm finna take a flight by myself to Vegas, and I just need to get my mind clear, and I don't want to be around nobody." You know what I'm going to tell them? Check this out. Let me know when the plane take off and land, so I know you made it safe. And then also let me know when you're about to board on your way back, and let me know when you got back. If you need anything in between time, I can send you, I can let me know so I can send you something, or enjoy yourself. We can't be each other's parents, because a relationship isn't supposed to be, you're not supposed to be in a relationship with your mother or your father. One thing I learned from that 10-year marriage is that I looked in the mirror one day and I said to myself, I don't know who that is. I don't recognize my own self. And when that marriage was over, I got so much respect for my ex-wife. But going forward, I have to understand that I need to be me, and I need to be with someone who accepts me, or I can't be with them. Because right now, time is the most precious gift given to any living organism. Because if you put a billionaire on his deathbed, he'll give his entire fortune away for a few more days with his family. Time is that important. I don't play with it. I'm not your father. I'm not your mother. I don't care what's in your phone. I'm not going through your phone. I don't care whatever you do, whatever you do. I think that if you're going to date somebody and you get that, you want to date somebody you can make a business decision with. We're going to create a business together. And that's what we call relationships from now on. We call relationship businesses. How can we make the business successful? Because all that bickering and all that going back and forth and all that, you can't do this and I can't do this, and you frustrated. Now you got business partners that are upset. And if the business partners are upset, the business doesn't operate or function the way it need to. There's success and there's unsuccess. You have to choose which side of the table you want to be on. And that starts with that relationship, whether it's a friendship, it's a job, it's a relationship with a female or a male, doesn't matter what it is. You got to treat it all like a business. You make business decisions. Whatever in the best interest of the business to make the business successful, that's the decision that you make.
Mm.
And I'm not here to be a father to nobody but those kids I got. The more we worry about the other person, the more we stress out about the other person. I ain't got no time to stress out with a female. If you stress me out, I'll leave you alone, because stress will kill you. You do know stress kills, right?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't worried about nobody. And once you elevate to that level, you will come to an understanding that life is amazing. Life is so beautiful when you ain't worried about what another person doing.
All right.
Now your
All right.
children, you
So
worry about them.
so on that note, right? Being with Simone, I think 2 years in, I made a choice to no longer care about where she goes, who she with, or where she wears. It took a while to actually
That's
commit to that
gangster.
mindset. It took 2 months. It took 2 months to commit to the mindset, but I had to do it in order to stay with her because she desired for me to not worry her about where she's going based off my insecurities. Right now, my insecurities came from my previous relationship, which was my marriage, because she had the
Right.
freedom to do whatever, and I didn't bother her. But she cheated while she was doing it. So going towards Simone, hey, this is what, hey, I got some insecurities that I thought I'd never have. So I'm uncomfortable with you going whatever, whenever, staying up for how long, with who, where, and what. And it made it hard for us to be together. So in order to stay around, go do what you want to do, wear what you want to wear, go where you want to go, with who you want to who you want to go with. And but I had to let her know, if you have your freedom, can I have mine?
Absolutely.
And she asked, well, what's your freedom? I said, well, I'm a man, so I don't know one thing that men like to do, which is fight or screw. I can't fight, can I go to jail, so can I screw? I can't have my freedom the way she has her freedom. And can she be the person to keep me from going ahead and just screw? Because I can. So like how you say, you're not here to parent somebody else. I've learned being with her that I'm not allowed to do what I want to do, but she has complete freedom to do as she please. You know what I'm saying? So it really just is the relationship worth holding on to. If I'm viable to her, and she we're gonna do one or two things, either
So you
be
gotta look
all
at
I
it before you finish. It's not about is the relationship worth holding on to. Look at it in the aspect, is the business
listen
worthy
to me,
to hold
listen to
on
me,
to?
listen to me.
Right.
If
But say
I'm viable to
business though, the
listen to
company,
me,
because you two own a company together.
listen to me.
Called a family.
If I'm viable to her, she's gonna do one or two things: either be all that I need in that aspect, or allow and trust me to go do what I want to do because I value her. So
Right.
therefore, since since I'm a homebody, I don't like going no place. I can't tell her, nah, she can't go here.
Right. I
So
agree.
I have no choice but to trust her. You know what I'm saying? But me withholding myself from what I want to do, it's like, dang, you know what? I gotta let her know, hey, I'm gonna let you know. In order for me to make you happy, this is not who I really am. Really, hey,
But let me ask
hey,
you, so how does she feel about who you really are?
she grown to accept it,
That's beautiful.
right? But I'm not allowed to do it though. I'm not allowed to do it though. If she let me be who I really am, if I, she home, like, hey, where you at? I'm gonna answer the phone. Hey, give me about 30 minutes. I'll be home soon. Love you. I ain't gonna tell her what I'm doing, but if I say, hey, I'll be home soon, it might be 2 hours.
Brian, we
It might
need
be
to have
2 hours.
Brian, you know what Cigar International at?
Nah.
Nah, it's like over there by Top Golf in Brandon. It's like off the
You
interstate.
want me to say it? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you know what Cigar International at? It's
No.
right beside Top Golf. I think it's like right off the interstate by Brandon. I mean, you
You,
put
you,
it in your Google Maps,
yeah,
it'll take you right there.
yeah. Talk to someone about that. I don't know nothing.
I'm talking to you. I
Yeah,
ain't
yeah.
got
I'm
to
listening.
talk to
I'm
you.
listening.
Because I'm enjoying the dialogue, and I'm enjoying the your side and our side and my side, and just I always like picking other men's brain because we're not all the same, but
No.
we all should be respected.
Right.
So like I love the brain, I love your thought process. I see where you're going. Like you're right there to where you need to be. but I don't really want to go there online. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Uh-huh.
want to kind of like link up, we grab some cigars and we have some
Yeah,
drinks and we have a good conversation. Cause some stuff
yeah.
just ain't supposed to be online. But we had a amazing conversation. Um, I think that I can definitely bring some enlightenment to what you got going on so you can understand. Cause in all honesty, you're in a great place. I don't
I,
know
I,
if you know you're in a great place, but you're in a great place, and I'm gonna show you how to rock that place. And we
listen, 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 listen. I'm gonna tell you, I, I'm already there. It's that we haven't had you don't know because we ain't talk about it yet.
right, we'll
But
get together.
whatever you going, whatever you, yeah, I'm saying. But whatever you gonna tell me about but the enlightenment, I'm probably already
You
there.
probably already there. But let me tell you something. One of the most important things that I have learned in my life, in my time, because I grew up and I took life the hard way. Because I didn't have a father, I didn't have man, my uncles didn't
Right,
even rock with me like that. So there wasn't like
right,
the OGs from where I grew up. All they taught me how to do is pop them things and serve their work. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I really
right.
think that's detrimental. Like, that's crazy for me. The people I look up to gave me some work and told me how to work it, but they didn't tell me how to understand life. So it took me a long time. I was later in life, and I say that, and I tell my son called me. He's 23 years old, 22 years old. He calls me every time he has an issue, and he discusses his issue with me, so he understands how to do it. So that helped me understand, along with my situation and the people I put in my circle, that every male needs advice and counsel unless they have a solid father figure in their life, because a solid father figure gets you where you need. He just is the advice and counsel. So if you can ever get around somebody who has a certain level of wisdom, I think every man, because a mother can't raise a man. I don't care what they say or how they feel. A mom cannot raise a man to potential. They don't understand us because they're women. We don't think alike. We don't walk alike. We don't act alike. So they can understand. That's why I'm like really I'm really like anxious to just get with you and just chill out, man, and hit a cigar and throw back some drinks, man, and really just talk some noise, because I think that all that I've learned through life can benefit or help you understand the path that you're going down and understand that you're really on a beautiful path. You just have to see that beautiful path and know how to navigate through the trenches. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But you good, dog. You good. Like that's why I said I want to talk to you. I said, because man, be good, be good. So we gonna talk, B.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna let y'all go because I know I really ain't really got, but like I try to do this for like an hour, 30 minutes to an hour, but the conversation was so good, we kind of ran over. I appreciate you, brother, King Lion, for coming on and hollering at me and saying, because a lot of people don't really want to talk to me, especially women, because they know I'm hard on the lioness, bro. I'm hard on the lioness because they're the heart and soul of the village.
Uh-huh.
But they got to understand that there's structure to the village to make the village work properly, and they're our backbone. If they're not acting as such, we'll never reach full potential. So, man, I
All right.
appreciate you, brother.
So two things, right?
Hmm.
Now with lions, right? The lioness actually controls the pride. A lot
Hmm.
of people don't really know that. So they actually pick what male is allowed to come in
Absolutely.
and and mate with all the lionesses, right?
Hmm.
So when the male cannot do his job, they actually kill him or run him off. And the only reason why the lionesses actually keeps the male from being attacked or having another male take over that prize because it's to protect their own male offspring. Now,
Because when
with
that male, just like you say, when that male takes over the pride, he kills offspring.
right, right. So the reason why the lioness does not allow another male to invade is because if he invades, he's going to kill all my male children.
Hmm.
So, but if the male line that's already there is not doing his job, they either kill him or run him off. They actually run the pride. Now with hyenas,
Or the alpha comes and
right, right, right,
take that male off his throne and becomes on that throne. And as to your point, that alpha gets rid of the cubs and create his
right,
own.
right. So with
You're an
hyenas,
alpha.
right?
You're an
Listen,
alpha.
listen with hyenas, right?
Yep.
The female hyenas also runs their pack, and the female hyenas are much larger, twice the size of the male hyenas. And the female hyenas eat first before the male hyenas ever do. And most male hyenas do get killed off because they step outside their bounds when it comes down to the female hyena. So in the wild, when it comes down to that lion and that hyena, the women runs the circle.
Unless the alpha is the correct alpha.
Nah, it does not matter.
The women, the lioness, she hunts, she feeds, and whatever. The only thing that the lion does is protect. When another lion comes in, a lioness, the lioness, the lions have a pack. He can
Right,
have 4, 5, 6 women, right? But
right,
that lion, when another alpha comes in, if he wants his women, that alpha will go head to head with the alpha. And if that alpha beat that visitor comes in and destroys that alpha, those women will leave the previous alpha and go with the new one.
right,
And the new one will kill the cubs and create his own family. And that's why,
right,
in all honesty, I tell my children, like, I'm a big dad. I call myself a big dad because of how my upbringing was with my father. I'm real big on raising children. It ain't even got to be my kids. It can be some kids that I just come in contact with the day of. And if I sit there and speak with them, I'm speaking with them on a fatherly level. But being a stepfather is not for everyone. And I tell my kids, don't do it. Don't be a stepfather because everybody ain't built for it. So because what a stepfather is supposed to do is like a lion. When he takes over that pack, he ain't supposed to care about those stepchildren. He's supposed to get rid of them. And that's where the disconnect comes, because in human life, if that female doesn't give all access and disciplinary restrict, like they don't give all access to those kids, it's kind of hard for a stepfather to do his job. And that makes it even more difficult for a man to even be with this person. That's a whole nother topic. I don't even want to start on that topic because I don't want my children to be stepfathers. I don't mind being a stepfather because I'm built for it, but I don't want to build my children for it because they got a daddy and I'm there for them every day they need me.
right,
But I didn't have that. So when my stepfather, I told you about earlier, my stepfather came in and he raised us as his own. He created the man I am today. As far as if you have kids, I'm gonna treat them like they're my own. I know how to love them like they're my own. Now, if you give me leeway to be that father, then I'm gonna be that father. If you don't, I don't do bad kids, and I probably ain't gonna do you. So as a stepfather, I'm either gonna have 100% father rights, or I don't want to be with you at all.
yes, sir.
So yeah, man, I appreciate you, B. Cigar and old fashions. That's what we're gonna drink and we're gonna smoke. When I see you, we're gonna get together. We're gonna kick it. I appreciate you coming on. Um, I wish you nothing but abundance of love and joy and prosperity with your family. I've heard a lot about you, and I got so much admiration for you. I appreciate you again. Did you have any questions, any concerns before we end it?
Oh
I know
my
you got to
God.
work tomorrow. I got you up past your bedtime.
Yeah.
Man, y'all enjoy y'all night, man. I'm gonna get with Simone and have her hit you up and see when you're available. And we're gonna hit Cigar International. We'll kick it, man.
Yes, sir. All right.
Man, y'all have a good night. Again, I appreciate y'all coming on. Tell Mo I thank her. What up,
Bye.
Mo? Man, y'all have a good night.
Oh. Like, I can't forget it's my scar life. Hey, Granny say let go, it's gonna be alright.
That was good.
One thing I can't forget my scar life. Granny say just let it go, it's gonna be alright. If I gotta fight for your Lord, then I'm gonna stop trying. She did lost his life in seconds, she had more time. What if it's heaven for a G whenever thugs die? Free my niggas out the gate, let's cut the ball wide. I'm living life in a loop, I'm stuck in hard time. Live by the gun, die by the gun, that shit my core run. My core run, eh. Bullshit doing time, he wait on his appeal. Lil Stank still doing time, he wait on his appeal. Taylor Zay, they doing time, they just got 20 years. Wish I could free them, but I can't, so that's a hard pill to swallow.